As part of my manifesto for a pro-touch society, I'm arguing that massage should be available within the National Health Service, possibly provided by some of the caregivers such as nurses, but also doctors should consider not only referring their patients for massage, but also writing prescriptions. Way back in the 1990s, I started my company Essentials for Health. And one of the very first things that we did was we created a course called Positive Touch. This was with a neonatal nurse, a very dynamic pioneer called Cherry Bond. And together, Cherry and I developed this course Positive Touch for other neonatal nurses to encourage nurses who work with premature babies in the special care baby unit to touch their babies more appropriately. Back in the probably 70s, maybe even 80s, it was believed that premature babies couldn't even feel pain, let alone have any sense of distress or anxiety or stress. And of course, we know today that it was completely wrong. And those little babies that are born maybe just weighing a kilo or so suffer the same stresses and anxieties that newborn babies do. I was invited initially to go into my local special care baby unit to give massage to these premature babies, and also babies that had been born perhaps addicted to heroin or suffering from fetal alcohol syndrome. And I also taught the parents how to touch their babies appropriately through very, very simple positive touch. Massaging these little dots was probably a little bit too advanced, but being able to just stroke very gently was something that I could encourage parents to do. And quite often I would go into the hospital and see the parents just looking through the incubator walls, not interacting with their children at all. Very, very sad, because the bond that they should have been forming with their child just wasn't happening, and massage was able to provide the medium for that bond to be created. Anyway, I digress. So Cherry and I had really decided that it was important for the nurses to also be able to provide this positive touch and to make sure the environment in that special care baby unit was as nurturing as possible. These units, you go in and you'll find that it's 24/7 fluorescent lighting, lots of alarms going off, lots of distress for the children, consultants going around banging their keys on top of the incubators. Really not a nice environment. In fact, quite a hostile environment for a little newborn baby. So Cherry had developed positive touch. She encouraged nurses to put towels over the top of the incubators just to help shield the babies from the fluorescent lights, protect them from the noise and soften the noise, but also encourage the parents to interact and bond with their babies. This course just absolutely took off like wildfire. This was back in the early 1990s, but it's still something that happens today. Positive touch and massage is something that I'm very proud to say I was able to help put into our National Health Service for special care babies. I believe there are cost savings to be made for the National Health Service, and we can use the special care baby unit as an example. In the US, research has been conducted by the Touch Research Institute at the University of Miami, and they have found that if babies are massaged in special care units regularly, daily, their weight gain is so improved that they go home 5 days early. Now, if I tell you that there's 100,000 babies are admitted to special care baby units in the UK each year, going back to America, the Johns Hopkins University has looked at when massage can be very, very useful in very chronic conditions. So things like anxiety and depression can be greatly reduced through something like massage. Massage increases the release of dopamine and serotonin. And these are very often lacking when people are depressed or anxious. And just by raising those levels can improve the person's well-being and mental health and mental state. Massage in the UK has been used widely in cancer care. It's available in the Marsden hospitals. And because it's found that it can help the patients manage their pain and their nausea and help recovery if they have massage pre and post surgery. Johns Hopkins has also found research to show that Massage has a great role to play in pain control. There's something called the pain gate control theory, where massage can almost buffer the sense of pain and help patients who have chronic long-term pain, arthritis sufferers, for example, to manage that pain. It's very, very useful in musculoskeletal disorders, such as repetitive strain injury, and it can help, according to Johns Hopkins research, it can help in respiratory function. So there are many, many cases where we believe that massage has a place to play alongside Western health service and Western medicine. GPs are identifying gaps in effectiveness where really there is some chronic conditions, diseases and disorders where they simply need some extra help, and massage might be able to provide that buffer. So again, depression, skin diseases, disorders, irritable bowel syndrome, musculoskeletal disorders, these are all being identified as areas that are costing the National Health Service a lot of money through GPs visits, referrals to outpatients, and all those investigative procedures that have to be conducted in hospitals. It's time for us to really look at what massage can do to help the National Health Service in helping the nation's health, in helping in preventative health care. In 2005, the Smallwood report came out, and that was a report commissioned to look at whether CAM, complementary and alternative medicine, should be provided alongside allopathic or Western medicine. The conclusions drew up that really those gaps in effectiveness that I've already mentioned, that GPs are finding, those are the areas where we should be really looking at offering things like massage.